Alright, here comes dumb idea number 2.
Oh god.
Honestly, trying to push 20 pounds on pump gas 93 was really stupid. Alright guys, welcome back. This is not the video I wanted to make. It's starting to feel like the Ford a little bit. I mean, this thing made it 6 miles or so before it started killing itself, I guess you could say. So, I think I know what happened, but I'm going to tear it down and we're going to look it over and see if anything stands out and see if my theory holds correct. But I think I know why this thing seems to have knocked a hole in at least one piston. But I'm not even going to start with diagnosing it. I'm just going to tear the heads off it, and because I'm pretty sure there'll be a hole in at least one piston, especially on this passenger side. It really sounded like when we were pulled over on the side of the road. The breather was popped out and I could just hear it just puffing, and there was some nasty rattling on this side. So I'm not even going to bother with troubleshooting. We're just going to tear the heads off and we'll see what we find. Just pulled the intake off and we have our first signs of carnage. There are, what I'm guessing, are pieces of piston in the valley. It's a big chunk back here. Real nasty, can't get it out. But that doesn't look good. And then also a lot of oil up in there, both sides. So I'm guessing I knocked some cylinders out of both sides, but I was not expecting to find big chunks of piston in the valley, but the thing must have gotten beat up pretty bad. This thing's definitely garbage. We'll pull this head off now and we'll see what we find. Well, passenger head is off, and yep, that is a very large hole in a piston. So that's definitely a problem. Interestingly enough, it's the same piston that broke on the last motor. So does that mean something? I don't know, but I do think I know what happened. Alright, so a little bit of story time. When we took this thing out, I was kind of rolling into it at one point, pretty heavy load, pretty high gear, just seeing how it would spool. And I heard a little bit of a, it had a little bit of a hiccup and a little bit of just noise. And I thought, is that knock? No, there's no way it can be knock. The spark table that's been in this thing has been in it from day one. I've never touched the spark table. So, there's no way it could knock. And I've verified the timing, which is what I thought got me last time. So, was it knock? I don't know. I'm kind of thinking it was. Here's the incident. And if you watch my eyes real closely, you'll hear a quick rattle. It's like 2 little hits. My eyes get huge and the truck immediately puffs out smoke. And this is where I just kind of laid into it. And I thought, well, maybe it's just a little blip in the tune, something's not quite right. I really was trying to convince myself it wasn't spark knock, even though deep down I knew it. Now, why did it knock so bad now when it never knocked before? Especially since it actually didn't make any more boost. And that was bugging me. And then my wife brought up a good point. She goes, do you think it's the fuel? Well, maybe there's a chance I got bad fuel. And she goes, well, what about winter fuel? And that's a good point, so I started Googling. And sure enough, it seems that you can definitely have some knock issues on winter fuel when you don't have them on summer fuel because it's more volatile. That's what the internet says. I don't know. I'm not an expert. And to that point, I am not an expert. I put this truck together because I wanted to have fun and I wanted to learn how to tune. And that's why I've never built a forged block or a forged rotating assembly for this, because I don't know what I'm doing. I want to get a stock motor to hold together for like a year on my tune, beating on it, before I think that I'm good enough to tune it, because clearly I still have some learning to do. So how do I prevent this? And I think I know what I'm going to do. My plan is, so I've only been running this thing on pump gas. It's been a 93 pump gas motor the whole time. Every motor that's been in it, that's all I've ever had. We don't have E85 at our local gas stations. Like, I got to drive at least a half hour to buy E85. So I never wanted to mess with it, but I think it's time I'm going to have to. I think I'm going to put a flex fuel sensor in, and basically the tune that was in here that ran really good, you know, in the summer and didn't have issues, that's going to be my E85 tune. And then what I'm going to do is pull timing and pull boost as I transition back to 93. So when I want to run it hot, E85, no problems. If I'm out cruising it and I need to fill it, I can throw 93 in, it'll pull itself back and it'll save itself. So I think that's the answer. This sucks. This thing made it like 6 miles. And my hope was that this was going to be the motor that was going to last a season, and then I'd know, hey, I can build something for it, because I know what I'm doing. So that was a giant wake-up call that I still don't know quite what I'm doing. I'm still learning. Honestly, trying to push 20 pounds on pump gas 93 was really stupid. But I made 18 before, 17, 18, without issues. So I thought, what's 2 more pounds? Well, 2 more pounds is at least one blown piston. So, hey, it's a learning experience. I've already got a lead on another 5.9. And we'll put that one together just like we put this one together, but I think I'm going to do flex fuel in E85, and that should make it more durable. And I really want 20 pounds, but I don't know if that's the best idea.